What is going on, world? What's up, everyone? It's Zero here. Today I'm bringing you guys a brand new StarCraft 2 video. This one features two of the very best in the world with the Zerg pieces. Spawning here in the top right-hand corner of Lost and Found LE, playing with the blue Zerg pieces. He is very well known, of course, all across the world within StarCraft 2. His name is Dark. And his opponent spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of the map, playing with the red Zerg pieces. He's known as the best player on the planet and wants to continue showing everyone why he is exactly that. His name is Serral. So, guys and girls, very excited about this series and this game in particular here today, because we are going to have two of the very best in the world going head-to-head with, you know, in a ZvZ matchup that is a matchup of extreme mind games. And I will say this, guys, you know, you look at Dark and you look at Serral, the history that Dark has of being one of the best Zerg players out there. He has been so dominant for so many years. And Serral, who's a little bit newer to the scene than of course, his opponent, is showing everyone why he is currently the best Zerg in the world, period, right now. And I think Dark is going to try to prove that he is still one of the best currently in the world. This series, guys, and game in particular, was played at Blizzcon and was the quarterfinals of that tournament. So, of course, if you this is a best-of-5 series, so if you win this series, you go on to the semifinals, and then from there to the grand finals if you get that far. So every game counts when you look at the grand scheme of things in this series. So let's see what both these players decided to do. Dark decided to get a very quick third base up, so he's kind of choosing to go for the very strong economy over over getting, you know, a bunch of Zerglings out to start, whereas Serral has decided to get a regular, or I should say pretty standard hatch gas pool, going for the Zergling speed upgrade right now. And at this point, Serral has no idea that there's a very fast third base up. So we'll have to kind of keep an eye on that. But it does look like Zergling speed is going to be started here for Dark as well. Third base is now going down for Serral. And I am wondering if Dark is planning on getting, you know, having a timing push here at one point or another, or if he's planning on just playing the late game style. Either way, both of these players, you know, played each other so many times, and have seen each other's gameplays and replays. But you gotta wonder, guys, you have to wonder at this point, what kind of mind games are going through these two players' heads right now. As I said, two of the best, you know, Zerg players in the world. I've absolutely loved watching both of these guys, you know, really go head-to-head with one another, but especially on the stage like this, which is, of course, Blizzcon, the biggest event in StarCraft 2 for the year. Should be interesting, to say the least. Serral has decided to get a Baneling Nest. The same can be said for Dark. Does look like Serral is going to get some Zerglings out, and it looks like he's going to start to try to nibble away at a few of these drones. Not a whole lot of defenses up here at this third base location. There is a Queen, though, as well as a couple of Zerglings popping out now, as well as some Banelings. And it looks like Serral is going to just try to get a little bit of some scouting information here. Very well done on his end so far. Couple of Zerglings are going to morph into Banelings here, and they're going to probably see what kind of damage they can possibly deal here. That third base is now going to be up and running here very, very shortly. Serral has decided to get the lair up, whereas more drones and Zerglings are going to be coming out of Dark. So, interestingly enough, we are going to see Dark try to make his way into that natural expansion, and is pushed away, obviously, by a Queen and some Zerglings. So it looks like we're setting ourselves up for a pretty standard macro-focused game here, guys. Evolution Chamber as well as the Roach Warrens coming up here for Dark, as well as a lair. So +1 is already being started here for Serral, so I'm wondering if he's going to maybe go for a timing push here when these upgrades do finish. The Roach Warren will be coming up here as well very shortly for Serral. So both players seem to be getting ready for the, kind of moving into, past the 5-minute mark now. And it looks like they're going to try to just kind of, since it's such a game of mind games, a series of mind games, it's really going to be critical by both players to really see and get as much scouting information as possible without overextending, to see what the opponent is doing. And as you can see, these overlords are, positioned in areas that can easily see what is going to be coming at pretty much all angles. And Serral is so good at just that. Now, interestingly enough, we are going to see a very interesting tech choice here. Spire is going to be coming up here for Serral, but actually, the same can be said for Dark, and this is very interesting placement here on this Spire. So an Overlord is spreading a little bit of some creep here, but I don't believe Serral knows about this as of yet. But Serral's already on top of it because he has his own Spire going up as well, so he's going to have an easy counter to whatever might be coming out of Dark here from that Spire. And this Spire is in just a weird area, though. If Dark does find out about this, it could spell, some problems here for Dark in the later stages of the game. But nonetheless, a 4th base is going to be going up here for both players. And we do see 8 Mutalisks are going to be coming out here for Serral. So Serral looks like he's planning on, getting a little bit aggressive here. He's got a lot of Zerglings out on the map now. And the question is, are these Zerglings going to find out about this Spire that is just over in this corner of the... I guess it's not necessarily in the corner, but... at the same time, Glao Reconstitution's going to be finishing up here for Dark. And the +1 missile upgrades is being is finished up as well. So +2 is getting started here. Going to have some Mutalisks start to come out, and the Mutas are already here for Serral. So Serral is going to have a pretty nice advantage here with these Mutalisks already on that production tab. And it does look like Corruptors are going to be coming out here for Dark. So a very nice counter here for Dark against these Mutalisks. But these Mutalisks can do a lot of damage here. Here comes the Mutalisk at that 3rd base location. And there are some Queens here to kind of shoo away at these Mutas. But at the same time, you're going to, Serral is going to have those Mutalisks now, and it's going to kind of keep Dark at home, at least for the time being. And once those Corruptors start popping out, though, which is going to be very, very soon, they are out at this point, those Corruptors are going to be able to kind of really just shoo away at all of these units. So, just like that, it looks like he is going to try to take the fight to... that is Dark. Take the fight to Serral here. Lots of Mutas out, but there are a good amount of Corruptors as well. We are going to see the Flyer attacks upgrade that's going to be coming up here for Dark. Plus those +2 ground-based unit upgrades as well. So it looks like, guys, we are moving into, into a position where both players giving each other a good amount of respect here. And for good reason. These are 2 of the best Zerg players in the world, let alone, 2 of the best StarCraft 2 players out there. And it does look like Serral is going to take this opportunity and is going to pounce on this army here, this army composition of a bunch of roaches. And that is very, very scary right now because there's not a whole lot of Corruptors. The Corruptors are finally making their way back home. And it does look like Dark is going to try to get an angle here on some of these Mutalisks. Very nice micro here. Those Corruptors are going to get a lot of kills here. And it does look like they're both going to start fighting each other. And it looks like the micro is going to come down to possibly Dark is going to kind of have a little bit of that advantage, at least at this point. Still chasing after these Mutalisks. Could this be a little bit of an overextension here by Dark? I am not sure, at least at this point. And while this is going on, a bunch of Zerglings are across the map here for Serral. Dark may have just overextended just a tad bit, but he is going to go after some of these overlords. Very nice play here. Going to try to you know, get the supply, try to supply block his opponent, but I'm a little bit worried now. Dark is coming very far onto Serral's part of the map here, and just like that, these roaches are going right after that 4th base location here. He is pouncing on this army, at least at this point. Beautiful play here by Dark. Absolutely jumping on this army, going after that 4th base location, and now spreading over to that 3rd base location as well. And there's a lot of Mutalisks, though. I think the Mutalisks are going to have an advantage over the Corruptors right now of Dark, but he's going to have to kind of keep tabs on this. Did not get that 4th base just yet. Dark is trying to split up his army into multiple different areas here to try to hurt this economy as much as possible. But these Mutalisks, they are everywhere, doing so much damage to all of these roaches right now. And just like that, this push was meant to do a lot of damage here, and I don't know if Dark is doing enough damage at this point, as all of those Corruptors are getting absolutely decimated right now. And then, of course, the 5th base location is under a lot of pressure as well here, but that's going to get cleaned up by a bunch of these Mutalisks. The Mutalisk is just absolutely doing so much damage right now. Beautifully done here. And all these roaches should be cleaned up here relatively shortly here. So supply heavy, and there are just so many Mutalisks. Oh my god, the amount of Mutalisks that Serral has right now at his disposal, cleaning up almost that entire army. And now we've got Zerglings as well as the Mutalisks coming across the map here. I don't know if there's going to be enough here for Dark to hold on. That push was meant to do crippling amounts of damage, and it did not happen. Those Mutalisks are jumping right on top of all of those Corruptors here. Is there going to be enough for Dark here? I don't think there is. There is just so many Mutalisks at this point doing so much damage to the ground-based army of Dark, and these Zerglings are starting to come in, and they're doing a lot of damage right now. The question is Serral going to end up overextending at this point as well? More and more of these units are going down now for Dark, and the question is can he hold on now against all of these Mutalisks as well as those Zerglings? So Dark is once again trying to fight this Mutalisk army. I don't know if there is enough here for Dark to really hold on, because his supply is starting to plummet here. The Zerglings are going in for another run by here against all of these roaches, which it will be cleaned up. But more and more Mutas are going to be coming out as well as Zerglings. And then that 4th base is being taken once again here by Serral. And these Corruptors are trying to micro back here, but I just think there is just so many Mutalisks at this point, guys. I don't know how much longer Dark can hold on. If he can hold on, he can assure himself that he may be able to get victory here at this point in the game. But Serral is just absolutely pushing this army backwards, and now it looks like Dark has had enough. He's moving on with a bunch of these roaches that are just getting decimated right now by all of these Mutalisks. Trying to split up that army, and GG is called. And slowly but surely, Serral was just completely chipping away at Dark's army composition, and the Mutalist switch there was absolutely crucial to Serral's success. I hope you guys did enjoy this game between Serral and Dark, and if you did, leave a thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, stay positive, and as always, I will see you guys all in the next one. Peace.